Event number 86, Women's Collegiate Varsity 8 Grand Final. Lane 1, University of Miami. Lane 2, University of San Diego. Lane 3, University of British Columbia. Lane 4, Loyola Marymount University. Lane 5, St. Mary's College. Lane 6, Bates College.
Miami, University of San Diego, British Columbia, Loyola Marymount, St. Mary's, Bates. Attention, go!
It's the start of race number 86, Women's Collegiate Varsity 8 Grand Final. Clean start by all 6 crews. The wind is kind of clocked a little bit. We have a direct tailwind now coming straight down the course. As they complete the race starts, early leader in lane 4, Loyola Marymount, slight advantage over University of San Diego, who's over in lane 2. And then the rest are too close to call. 250 meters gone. University of San Diego now asserting itself as they lengthen out, driving down to their race-paced rhythm. University of San Diego, lane 2, now you're a race leader, followed by Loyola Marymount. Then it's Miami, lane 1 in 3rd position. 4th and 5th, too close call between University of British Columbia, St. Mary's College, and Bates. The Bobcats are in that 6th position. As the crews now approach the 500-meter mark, University of San Diego really making that boat get up and move, trying to break some open water on that Miami crew that's in lane 1. So at 500 meters, University of San Diego in the 1st position, followed by Miami. Then it's Loyola Marymount. Then we have University of British Columbia, St. Mary's, and Bates College.
On the water with event number 86, this is the Women's Collegiate Varsity Grand Final. In lane number 1, it is University of Miami. Lane 2, University of San Diego. The University of British Columbia is in lane number 3, Loyola Marymount in lane 4, St. Mary's is in lane 5, and Bates College is out in lane 6.
So the form crew coming out of the heats is the crew in lane 1, the University of Miami. They did a 6:36 yesterday, followed about 6 seconds back with the University of San Diego on a 6:42 coming out of the heats. They should be the 2 form boats in this race. There's not really much between the UBC, Loyola Marymount and St. Mary's, and Bates College, the least performed crew coming into this final based on their heat times.
But you got USD leading the field. They are local women. They know this conditions. They know this course. They're about 35, 36, and in this tailwind, that is the rhythm you've got to be. Direct, you've got to organize your impulses together, and you just got to keep up with the speed of the water.
Continuing on the lead is the University of San Diego, but Miami has pressed up against them in lane number 1. Trailing back just a little bit would be Loyola Marymount and the University of British Columbia, then looking outside to St. Mary's and Bates College. But Miami has begun to insert themselves into the front end and are challenging the early leader, University of San Diego.
Yeah, what seems to have happened is that it was the University of San Diego that's put a big emphasis on the second 500 and trying to get a lead, and it's the University of Miami, conversely, that's put in a really hard effort here in the third 500 and are trying to claw it back off the University of San Diego.
Everyone has their own race plan, and that's why we race 6 boats across. Can you execute what you need to do when you need to do it? And so it's going to be an interesting development of what can lane 1 lane do Miami versus USD, who can execute their race plan the best and believe in themselves and get that boat moving.
Yes, and those two crews seem to have moved away a little further from the rest of the field in this third 500. It's Miami in 1, from the University of San Diego in 2, and then it's another boat race really separating itself out now between the University of British Columbia, Loyola Marymount, and St. Mary's.
University of San Diego in lane number 2, battling for their lives right now, and it looks as though Miami may have edged just ever so slightly in front of them. And then we go over to lane number 3, that is University of British Columbia, and they have just slid past Loyola Marymount. Then on the far outside, it is Bates creeping up and passing St. Mary's. So we've had some jockeying for position here with Miami along the shoreline, certainly giving the University of San Diego all they can handle, and it certainly looks like Miami has edged ever so slightly in front.
What I'm seeing is a really crisp release from the water from the University of Miami. I mean, they're getting their blades in, but they're really snapping it out at the release and getting lots of momentum off it.
Both crews are about 36, 37. Both coxswains are pretty much asking all they have of their rowers coming into the last 250. Who's going to wind it up and who's going to finish it? Will Miami pull away?
This is Miami along the shoreline. The University of San Diego had the leadership almost throughout, but then Miami came out of Florida, or from nowhere, so to speak, and they have jumped up on the lead. They look like they have about a 4-seat lead right now. Then it's the University of British Columbia. Loyola Marymount is beginning to move on the lane 4, Bates College, and then St. Mary. This is Miami rather. Miami along the shoreline, and they look like they're taking the measure right now, the University of San Diego. It is Miami by about 5 seats now over the University of San Diego, and some water is opening between USD and British Columbia. Then back to Loyola Marymount, to the outside to Bates, and then St. Mary's. It is Miami. They took it over with about 500 meters to go, and it is theirs now. Miami along the shoreline, and the unofficial winner of this race here, with the University of San Diego coming in apparently in second position, followed by the University of British Columbia, Loyola Marymount, Bates, and St. Mary's. So taking home the Cal Cup unofficially here is the Women's Collegiate Varsity Grand Final crew from the University of Miami. Hey folks, you might want to stop by the San Diego Zoo and Safari Park Family Festival area, and you can take a jump on the inflatable bounce house or test your climbing skills on the rock wall. That's the San Diego